do have 3 very key people who want to talk to you for up to 4 minutes about the work that they do, and only 4 minutes. So, if we're ready, we're going to invite Rachel up to share about the weekend. Let's go. That was really discouraging. That was a really bad one. So, hello, my name is Rachel, and I am a Centennial project worker, but I also run the Doncaster Youth Hub. And last year, a team of youth workers from across Doncaster decided that we wanted to make one of our half-termly events for all denominations even bigger. We were inspired by an event that happened a few years previously called Hope Doncaster, and we thought we wanted to resurrect this. We applied to the Hollywood Trust for their £2,500 award, and we were successful. We wanted to empower the young people that have been coming to our half-term events to show their faith outwardly, and we wanted to show our communities both the power of God's love and that young people really do care, because we all know what reputation a lot of our young people have in the older generations in our communities. And so Hope Doncaster was sort of reborn, and we did it for the first time after a little bit of a break during COVID, and it had 3 key aims. So one was that it was for young people, people from our youth groups, and 2 was that God was at the centre, He was involved. This was church-based youth groups taking part. And 3, that it was to be done in practical ways through social action. So those were our 3 core things. And we wanted to do this across a weekend that was really fun and engaging for them. So on Friday night, we all came together from different churches, different backgrounds, to gather and be inspired and commissioned and sent out. On Saturday, our young people went back to their local communities, to their church, and did projects in their own local community. And I can't stress that enough. This is not a central place, but we're doing things that actually impact the places that these young people were from. They were litter picking, gardening, baking, road sign washing, doing DIY, lots and lots of different things. Then on Saturday evening was the fun part. We came together to celebrate everything that the young people had done. We had inflatables, we had Domino's pizza, we had so much going on. It really was a fantastic evening. And I think I didn't realise the video was playing, but it's playing in the background, that's fine. And then again, another vital part on Sunday, bringing it back to God, was that they went back into their church and they shared about what they had done to their own congregation. And this was the first time that some people had done this, that the young people had got up and shared that they had something valuable to share with the congregation. And the whole point of this weekend was to take their faith, no matter whether it was this big or this big, and to put it from paper into real life. They had to go out and show it. And we gave all the young people little cards that said Hope Doncaster. It explained what they were doing. They could write the name of their youth group or their church on it. And they had to hand these out to the people that they met whilst they were doing social action projects. And so if they were out litter picking, they were handing them out to the people they came across. If they were going into care homes, they handed them out there. Because sometimes it's hard to say what you're doing and why, isn't it? Especially as a young person, to say, I'm doing this litter pick because I love God and I want to show that. That's quite hard. So we gave you something to hand out. Now the impact of this has been absolutely huge. The relationships between the different church-based youth groups across our city has grown phenomenally. The relationships between the churches, the relationship between the churches and the community has grown. The confidence in the young people as well to speak and to be empowered to do these things has been phenomenal. And their faith as well really increased. No, I'm not finished yet. Not finished. And they were praying for each other. But turn the music down just a second. Because Hope Doncaster has become Hope Weekend. We wanted to open it out to groups outside of just Doncaster. So although our Friday night event and Saturday night join in. And if you want to find out more, because the music's getting louder, get a flyer from the Centenary Project School at the back and have your youth come and take part this year in June. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Rachel. Being a Donny lass myself, I felt that I had to let you finish. No, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for that. It's time for our story number 2. So here is Dave. Is it shaped, Ed, or shaped?
Shaped.
Shaped. Wonderful. Perfect. I thought you
Thank you. Well, it's nice to be back here. I was here 5 years ago sharing a story about how I started up an alternative education provision at Wadley Church in Sheffield. Soon after that, I started up a charity to do more of this work. We're now in 3 places across the city. But what do we do and why do we do it? Our mission is to provide educational environments that are young person-centred, trauma-informed, relational and community-based. We believe wholeheartedly that just like a seed, a young person needs the right environment in which they can grow. And that, when they're in that right environment, they genuinely do learn and grow. And I think we have young people for 3 days a week. It's commissioned by schools. We work in churches, so we're part of a community of people that understand the value and the transformational power of unconditional love. Because that's at the heart of what we do. We teach English, we teach maths, we do PSHE, we do all sorts of different elements that help young people towards qualifications and functional skills and GCSEs. But the privilege of having young people with us for 3 days a week for 2 years, we're essentially discipling those young people in ways in which you don't overtly say this is about Christian value, but they realise that we're Christian. But actually what we're doing is we're giving them tools in which to develop problem-solving skills, to help them reflect on behaviour, to help them engage with different generations of people. And it's a wonderful thing because the part of them that they never let out is able to come out in a safe environment. And it's brilliant to be working with some churches to do that. Probably the best way to explain a picture, if you like, of why we do what we do is if you imagine a young person's life that is like a garden. It's full of thorns, it's full of weeds, it's overgrown, and you can't really tell it's even a garden, it's a wasteland. You can't plant seeds in that ground because they will not grow. And the work of Shaped is about clearing that ground, starting to clear that ground so that actually the seeds that are planted have space and room to grow. And that is what we see as our mission. That's what we see as a big part of what we do. I'm not following any of my notes here. Let me tell you just something else. We've been doing that for 5 years and we've worked with about 60 young people. I've got an alumni of 40 young people, 17, 18, 19, 20. And they keep coming back to us. And so the next steps for Shaped are we want to create a small group for young people to continue to learn and grow into adulthood. We also work closely with schools to develop their work with those challenging young people who we recognise as having a big impact with those young people. And we love being in the church community because they get it. And actually, we can focus on the education and the church is able to engage with families, we're able to use the food banks to be able to support those families, and the connections being made all over the place. There is if you do want to get your QR codes out, you want to know more detail about how we do what we do in terms of what we do on a day-to-day basis. Get that, save it on your phone, watch it later, or come get it on the desk over there, because I just explain our process and our values and how it all works. If you work in that sort of area, or you're interested in you're having, your community church, love those young people that are the most challenging, that are the most tricky, that have had the most damaging things done in their life, then come speak to us if partnership work. I'll just explain why we are called Shaped. We're called Shaped because relationships shape people. We all remember the person that encouraged us, that built us up, and we all remember the person that bullied and belittled us. And I think what we're aiming to be is to be a net that catches these young people so that they don't fall into the net, but they fall into the arms of a community that loves them into healing. So, thank you, that's Shaped.
Thank you, Dave. In the 4 minutes, well done. So now we've got Elise. Welcome, Elise. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Elise. I am the Church and School Learning Leader for the diocese. I would like you to imagine you're a mum of two. You vaguely remember the vicar coming into school when you were younger. You attend every single service at your local church, and you think this service is lovely. It gives you a warm feeling inside. There is a weekly Sunday school for your kids, but it's a bit of a trek to get there for 9:30. Plus, your son often has football on a Sunday morning. One day, as you're picking your kids up from school, your daughter gives you a leaflet about a new after-school family service. You try it out, and you get the same warm feeling, so you keep going. And your daughter brings her friend too. Now, this story isn't based on one particular family, but it is representative of a busy family life. Do we all know families like this? The family service mentioned is an example of church in school, a worshiping community involving children, their families, local churchgoers, and even school staff. Such a community may be big or small. It may include crafts, games, food, or songs. It may include chatting or listening, or both. It will definitely include talking about Jesus, and it might even include a few baptisms, as this one did. We're going to watch a short video now of two children speaking about a session they attended in Cowick. Play the video. Today, what did you think of it? You liked it? What did you like about it? You liked colouring. Were there any other parts that you liked? Oh, with your candle that you made. Have you ever been to church before? Yes, when have you been to church before? Would you bring your friends? Yes. Why? They've never been here before, so you bring them. Yeah, why did you enjoy it? Would you bring your friends to this group? How come? Nice. Have you been to church before? Yeah. When have you been to church? Was it with school? Ah, was it? So these groups are when you come to church? You might have noticed I was actually in a church, so this particular session is in a church a few steps away from the school, and they are alternating between church and school. So me and the child in that video had been part of a congregation before. In fact, last year, over 70% of people attending a church and school were not members of any other congregation. And you might notice that when asked if they would bring friends to the session, they both gave a definite and easy yes. Children tend to be natural evangelists. Many children and families want to attend some kind of church, and they want to share their experience with others. Jesus commanded us, do not hinder them, let them come to me. So can we create a space for children and families to come to Jesus in a familiar setting such as a school? This is my email if you are interested, if this is future interest. Please get in contact.
Thank you so much. 4 minutes is really not very long when you've got such good things to talk about. But yeah, do go and chat to Elise if you want to find out more.